Hi viewers, welcome to our channel. Today we discussing about raised bed gardens. One of the most efficient types of garden is raised bed gardening. They provide more control on soil and enable fast collection of harvest. The raised beds can look very different, ranging from plain but basic to complex as desired with regard to your general styling of the yard. This should help you decide on the types of raised beds that you would want in your garden. How to build a raised bed. Raised bed construction is a good DIY work for those who want to plant their own produce. Of course, you will not require more than a few tools and some willing workers. Watch a columnist illustrate in images how he raised a bed garden. Number 1. Pick the perfect spot. Growing vegetables requires full sun all the time. Installation will be easy because level ground. Store veggie tucks off season, such that it doesn't look like an eyesore in your whole garden. Number 2. Choose the material for your raised bed. Rot-resistant wood without treatment is a common option. Stay away from wood that has been subjected to creosote, as it will release toxicants into soil. Here are some of our favorite options. Stacked stone. Here are the stacked stone raised beds pictured at their summer high. Gardeners use stones in the building of their beds rather than wood, since it requires less tending. Some liked stone for its look. This can be a disadvantage since you would have to invest much on stone, but up front. Recycled redwood. There are these eco-friendly elevated beds that contain eggplants, squashes, tomatoes, and several kinds of herbs. Such planters should go for redwood, as this type of wood is much easier to decay compared to other forms of wood. This wood has lasted so long, it is now serving again as decking material for this application. A beautiful spot to taste fresh produce out of the garden is a small shaded table. Woven wattle. These raised beds are not ordinary. However, they deviate from the normalcy with a round form. Additionally, they comprise twigs assembled into a basket form. Finally, some handmade teepee trellises provide vertical support for climbers. Redwood box. For growing salad and vegetables on the patio, you can adopt such box made of redwood. Self-contained planters also have good soil control and offer easy harvesting. One may also relocate them where necessary. Number 3. Determine bed size and layout. Your beds should not be wider than 4 feet. This will enable you reach the center without difficulty. The optimum depth ranges from 12 to 24 inches. Ensure that there is a minimum of 18 inches between the beds, and more if the wheelbarrows are included in the plan. Number 4. Build your raised beds. Galvanized screws would secure wooden beds in the corners, or you could use planter wall blocks in the corners and joints. It is possible to install stone or block beds with or without mortar. Want instant gratification? Consider galvanized stock tanks or prefab raised beds, which can be assembled quickly. Number 5. Line the bottom of your beds. Weed/grass barrier can be constructed using corrugated cardboard or newspapers. Number 6. Fill your raised beds with soil. Great soil recipe for raised beds. 1 part topsoil, 1 part composted manure, and 1 part sand. Soils and bags may also be adopted. Number 7. Plant your veggies. The plow will go easily through the soft dirt, and your back will sing praises at the period of harvest. In case you have an extra bed or two, crop rotation should be done every year. How do you water raised beds? Feeling the soil is the only proper strategy for determining the right time of watering. It is important for you to ensure that it feels moderately damp, like the squeezed towel. As for vegetables, do not let the soil become too dry or too wet, but rather find the middle ground. This will increase your chances of successful watering, since the soil would dry up throughout the day. Hand watering. Many gardeners choose to water their raised beds by hand because they enjoy being in the garden and utilize this time to check up on their plants, even if it can be time-consuming. You might even find the process therapeutic. In fact, some folks would rather use a watering can because they don't have to worry about damage to plants or kinks in the hose. Nevertheless, watering cans can be heavy, so you might need to return to your water supply frequently. An easy and quick way to ensure that every plant in your beds gets water is by using a watering wand that is connected to a hose. Automatic irrigation. Soaker hoses or drip irrigation are wonderful choices for people who don't have time to water their raised beds on a regular basis. To ensure that all of your plants receive constant watering, place soaker hoses throughout your beds. These hoses gently drain water into the soil. With drip irrigation, tiny emitters directly supply each plant's root zone with water at the ideal pace. You don't have to do anything because you can program either choice to run on a timer. Watch this video, How to Install a Drip System in Raised Beds, from Laura at Garden Answer.